I'm not into extreme sports, I'm a photographer and content creator, so I don't use an action cam for base jumps or motorcycle racing, but as a simple, versatile tool that opens up new perspectives for my creative work, whether it's filming me from the outside or my own perspective. But it all needs to be quick and easy. Today I'm testing the DJI Action 5 Pro to see if it's a worthwhile addition to my kit. Let's get started. Beautiful weather, cameras on, and off we go. Come join me today on a POV photo walk along the Rhine River as I put the Action 5 Pro through a deep test. I will look closely at its features, check how tough it is, see how useful it gets with accessories, and evaluate image quality from a photographer's point of view. Because first-person photography should feel like you're right there, but filming that isn't easy, especially when the camera is strapped to your chest and moves with every step. For me, there's one thing an action cam must do well: top-tier stabilization and horizon leveling. Can DJI meet that challenge? Let's find out together. Like any other action cam, the Action 5 Pro offers different stabilization modes, including horizon stabilization. This feature really caught my interest because with POV footage, it's not only about basic stabilization, but it's crucial that the horizon stays level. Otherwise, you would very quickly feel like on a rocking boat when I move around. So this feature seems to be a must-have for me at least, and I'm going to test it out and see how well it works in reality. Stabilization mode comparison while walking. I'm walking the same uneven path over and over. Honestly, I don't see much difference between Rocksteady Plus and Horizon Stabilization. The chest strap holds the camera super steady. But there's a huge difference when stabilization is off. It's impressive how well digital stabilization works nowadays. Stabilization comparison while rotating. I was surprised when I forced the camera to spin. It happens easily when handheld, and tilted horizons really stand out. Even when I overdo it, the footage stays level and smooth like nothing happened. Sure, stabilization crops the image a bit, but in return you get incredibly steady video, comparable to a gimbal. The DJI's Action 5 Pro's battery life is solid. I can record short clips or longer takes. In my test, one battery lasted just under 119 minutes straight without overheating. That's in real-world use. At 4K 120 frames with Rocksteady Plus and with multiple heat-related shutdowns, I got about 92 minutes total. Streaming works fine, but charging while streaming can lead to overheating, just something to be aware of. If you go for the adventure combo, which I recommend, you get a smart battery case and 3 batteries in total. The case shows charge status with LEDs and fully charges all batteries in about 2.5 hours. No more swapping chargers at night, but you do need an 18 watts charger, not included. Bonus, the case also works as a power bank. You can charge your phone on the go. You can charge the battery or transfer data via USB-C. Wi-Fi transfer also works. There's no regular audio jack, but Bluetooth lets you connect external mics. The internal mic works well in quiet places, but struggles with loud outdoor noise. That's where the DJI Mic 2 helps. It connects wirelessly and lasts about 6 hours on a charge. The sound is clearly better. Voices come through much cleaner. Have a listen. This is a test of the internal microphone of the DJI Action 5 Pro. This is a test of the external microphone, the DJI Mic 2 transmitter. By the way, the DJI Mic 2 clips on or sticks magnetically, super convenient. Action cams are small. But how small is the DJI Action 5 Pro compared to others? So at 70mm wide, 44mm tall and 32mm deep, the DJI is the most compact. It's also the lightest at 145 grams. That makes it especially good for use cases where size and weight matter, even for everyday use. An action cam adds already a lot of value in many situations, but it only becomes truly versatile with an accessory ecosystem like here. This allows it to be mounted almost anywhere and seamlessly integrated into your workflow, like here on the tree if you need it, but also in many other scenarios where the right accessory can make the difference. An external microphone is available as well. The Action 5 Pro has an integrated mounting system that attaches accessories magnetically, plus clamps to hold them firmly. It's a smart combo that keeps it secure, even during shocks or hard impacts. You can also get this mounting cage, which makes it easy to switch between horizontal and vertical, but protection-wise it's just plastic and doesn't cover much of the sensitive parts. Also, it blocks the battery and SD card slots, only the USB-C stays accessible. For me, accessories are what make or break an action cam, and DJI offers a ton. Too many to show in one video. My top picks: the chest strap for POV photo walks, the smart charging case, and the wireless mic for better sound. But above all, the mounting options are what make this camera truly flexible. No matter the challenge, I can always find a creative solution. Accessories unlock the camera's full potential, they are just super practical. The bike's spokes fall silent, its strength washed away by the river. One last raised hand defying its end. Now it lies here, slowly becoming part of the riverbed, endlessly surrounded by gentle waves, lifted, then let go again. With its final strength, it crawled to the shore, waiting to be found. What might seem like trash to some is a fascinating subject to me, with the story in motion, one I immediately capture, and the DJI Action 5 Pro shows you exactly how I see it, as long as I keep my photo cam centered. Focus on the scene, stones line the path from bike to water, it almost made it. In first-person view you lose track fast, the surroundings fade away, the water reaches for me, telling me it belongs here. Playing with the polarizer is fun, no right or wrong. You might show the riverbed or hide it from the viewer, both can be beautiful, I capture it all. Foreground subject, now I want a background. This tragic scene unfolds before a harsh backdrop, an industrial plant releasing smoke into the sky. Grey and blue tones blend into a heavy mood that falls over the rusting bike in the water. I want a low-angle perspective, trade surroundings for closeness, zoom in, narrow the focus to let the background tension shine through. The risk here is low, but sand, rocks and water are always a challenge for gear. Action cams need to be one thing above all, tough, and that's exactly where the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro shines. Even with its compact size, the body feels like it's carved from solid rock, super sturdy and ready for anything. Those thick rubber seals say it all, IP68 certified, waterproof up to 20 meters, shockproof, dust resistant, temperature resistant from -20 to +45 degrees Celsius. This is a camera made for real-life adventure, wherever that may take you. Both screens are protected with toughened glass. Still, I've already managed to get some light scratches on the main display. If that bothers you, consider using a screen protector. Now, I will probably never push this camera to its true limits, but just knowing that I can take it anywhere is a huge bonus. The DJI Action 5 Pro comes with two OLED displays built right into the body. They show vibrant colors and offer touch control for easy use in any situation. The front screen is 1.46 inches with a resolution of 342 by 342 pixels and a brightness of 800 nits. Perfect for selfies, and you still have full control over the camera. The main screen is 2.5 inches with 400 by 712 pixels, sharp and clear. It reaches 800 to 1000 nits, so it stays readable even in bright sunlight. The menu starts right at the edge of the screen, giving you several quick access points. Everything explains itself on the first use, and thanks to the dual touchscreens, you can control the camera from both sides. The menus are simple, not overloaded, and they even offer some pro-level options like aperture, ISO, color profiles, and white balance. But of course, in the middle of shooting, you can't always change these settings super fast. If you have used DJI gear before, you will feel right at home. Even beginners will find it easy to get started, though I do wish the response time in some parts was just a little quicker. Overall, the UI gives a really solid impression. For remote shooting, the DJI Mimo app is a must. You can't skip it. You actually have to activate the camera with the app before you can use it, something to keep in mind before buying. The app is also useful for quickly editing and sharing content, plus it gives you a live HD view of what the camera sees, which is awesome for framing from a distance. I would love the ability to save custom profiles for different setups, so I wouldn't have to adjust settings manually each time. Then I could quickly switch between fast action shoots with high shutter speed or long exposures with slow shutter speed. Well, there's always room for improvement. Different day, different spot, same river. The weather's changing, but the joy of photography remains. The DJI Action 5 Pro has a fixed lens behind a strong round glass cover, and it delivers some surprisingly sharp results. The aperture is f2.8, which lets in a good amount of light, perfect for better performance in darker environments. The 155-degree field of view isn't the widest out there, but it's wide enough to capture landscapes and fast action. Minimum focus distance is 35 centimeters, which is decent, but I wish it could focus a bit closer. Especially for POV photo walks, I sometimes pull my camera too close to my chest and it goes out of focus. Happens often, still working on that.
Oh, holen wir Kaffee, Schatz? Wollen wir Kaffee?
Können wir, ja. Nochmal da.
Meine Augen.
Ah, ist mir dann. Okay. Oh, du glaubst ja nicht, wie es meinen Arm geht, meine Schultern. Dieses ständige Hochhalten. Aber ich muss hochhalten, sonst habe ich nicht genug Abstand hier. Und dann stellt er nicht scharf. Du schießt nicht von oben, du schießt von unten. Ja. Also runter mit dem Kopf. Ja.
Thanks to its large CMOS sensor and strong image processing, the Action 5 Pro delivers great results. 40 megapixel photos, 4K video up to 120 frames, dynamic range of about 13.5 stops, pretty amazing for an action cam. The lock mode is especially useful, it gives me more freedom in editing to match the footage with other cameras, though color science always makes that a challenge.
Okay, das ist cool. Ja.
I use 30 frames for talking, 60 frames for slow motion, and even though you can go up to 120 frames, you lose horizon stabilization at that point. As a photographer, I still prefer my photo camera for real photo work, but it's good to know this cam can also take high-res stills, and sometimes the action cam is all you have with you. With its large sensor and AI noise reduction, the Super Night mode should deliver better low-light footage, but only up to 4K 60 frames, and with Rocksteady Plus on. To test this, I start with my 500 watts key light at 35% brightness and dial it down step by step, eventually turning off the light completely, first using red light, then no light at all. At first, quality stays about the same. But you start to see less noise at the edges in Super Night mode. As the light drops, the effect becomes more noticeable. Eventually it gets too dark, even for the noise reduction. Still, Super Night mode pulls more out of the shadows than the regular mode. I love that an action cam is even trying to give usable results in such low light. Whether it's good enough depends on your expectations. Also worth mentioning is DJI's subject tracking mode. It keeps moving people in focus and tries to center them in frame. You can use it in both horizontal and vertical recording modes, great for social media. When you turn it on, a grey box appears in the center. If the camera sees a person, it locks on. As long as the person moves, it keeps them centered. If they leave the frame, it pauses, but quickly picks them back up. Yes, you give up a bit of frame space, but it's super helpful, especially if you're filming yourself and want to stay centered as a solo creator. It works better than expected, but of course, it's not magic.
How does the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro compares to the competition? It goes up against the GoPro Hero 13 and Insta360 Ace Pro 2. And depending on your preferences, each system has its own advantages. The Action 5 Pro stands out with a large sensor, better low-light capabilities and 40 megapixel photos. With its high dynamic range, it feels surprisingly close to traditional photo cameras. However, the GoPro has a higher 5K resolution and a flexible lens system, while the Ace Pro 2 pushes 8K video for extreme detail, a little bit too much for my own workflow. What impresses me most is the long battery life, which is enough for my photo adventures. Then the tough design, which is dust and waterproof. but also the rich accessory ecosystem with this battery case, the wireless microphone, and the variety of mounts that makes it usable nearly everywhere. But also the stabilization, especially the horizon stabilization, keeps the footage steady and professional looking. But also that it is a surprisingly well working family camera, which is capable of capturing precious moments with my wild twins. What could be better? The low light performance could be still better, especially the horizon stabilization should also work in night mode. App activation is required, which might be annoying for some users, but adds value from my point of view. And the audio, which is decent but not great, so it's highly recommended for better audio to use an external microphone like this. So what's the personal value for me? The Action 5 Pro isn't just a typical action cam, it's a super versatile camera for everyday photography. In a world where many shots feel overused, this camera brings new, fresh and immersive perspectives, something that I really love about it. It's robust enough for outdoor use, but also fast and easy enough to grab these precious moments with my family, something that wouldn't work like this with a bigger camera setup. And then there are POV photo walks. I still need to figure out the best way to hold my camera, because if it's too close, it gets blurry. If it's too far away, you can't see anything anymore on the display anyways. But it was so much fun using it, especially shooting portraits, because then you can experience all the little moments between each shot. Nein, bitte nicht, die ist teuer. So, what do you think? Is POV photo walk something that is interesting for my channel? Let me know in the comments. Okay, time for my verdict. All of these action cams have their own advantages, but for me the DJI Action 5 Pro offers great value for the price in the standard edition for 370 euro, but especially with the Adventure Combo edition for 450 euro, you get a complete setup with a battery charger, 3 batteries and a grip, perfect for vloggers, content creators and families. A few extras I also like: the built-in storage as a backup and the dual touchscreens that are super handy. So there you have it. This is my small, little and robust companion, helping me to capture new perspectives. So what do you think? Which action cam do you use? Please drop your thoughts in the comment. And if you have watched so far, thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you believe my work deserves a wider audience. This is Through the Poetic Lens, and I hope to see you in the next video.